Today I'm here to announce that our office will be filing charges against Nick Reiner, who is accused of killing his parents. These charges will be 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Tonight, Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman announcing charges against 32-year-old Nick Reiner.
These charges carry a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole or the death penalty.
The youngest son of renowned director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. He's now the only suspect in the shocking murder of his parents.
Their loss is beyond tragic.
The couple found stabbed to death in their home in the Brentwood section of Los Angeles Sunday. Authorities releasing dramatic photos of the moment the 32-year-old was taken into custody near USC.
There was no indication that he was going to resist or anything like that. He didn't flee or anything like that. He was taken into custody without issue.
Attorney Alan Jackson now representing Nick. Jackson was famously Karen Reed's lawyer in her own murder trial. Nick Reiner has not yet entered a plea.
The bailiff has indicated that the sheriff's department will take it on a day-by-day basis.
And now new details about how the horrific killings played out in the upscale celeb-filled neighborhood.
They were attending a party at Conan O'Brien's house, sounds like a holiday party, where there was some sort of argument or fight between Nick Reiner and Rob Reiner that got very, very heated.
Sunday afternoon, authorities were called to the home.
An LAPD source tells me that it was the Reiner's daughter who went into the home here and found her mom and dad dead, that she went in and then 911 was called. But investigators don't want to release where in the home they were found.
Authorities arrived at the Reiner's Brentwood mansion into a gruesome scene involving 78-year-old Reiner and his 68-year-old wife, Michelle. A neighbor telling ABC the Reiner's good friends, comedians Billy Crystal and Larry David, both rushed to the Reiner's home after police arrived, saying Crystal looked like he was about to cry. Reiner is best known as the director behind some of Hollywood's most iconic movies, like the often-quoted 1987 classic, Princess Bride.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable!
Reiner, the son of comic legend Carl Reiner, began his career as an actor in All in the Family.
So, you're Mr. Bunker.
You figured that out, huh?
And continued acting throughout his career, playing opposite Leonardo DiCaprio in the critically acclaimed Wolf of Wall Street.
$30,000 in 1 month, Jordy? Huh? $430,000 in 1 month.
And in one of his last on-screen roles, playing a seasoned business manager in season 4 of the Emmy Award-winning series, The Bear.
And just a little bit about me so you don't think I'm some kind of a fly-by-night crackpot.
Fans paying tribute to the Hollywood great from coast to coast, gathering at his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
This is so tragic, especially the way it happened.
This is Spinal Tap blew my mind, and I still watch it to this day. Just kind of everything that is done, his humanity, his empathy.
I think Rob Reiner was one of the most beloved and admired figures in Hollywood, both because he was a warm and generous human being to be around, because he treated people so well, but also because he had an absolutely extraordinary entertainment career. So it's no surprise that his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is getting that kind of attention in the wake of his passing. People want to say thank you.
And in New York, outside Katz's Deli.
Oh!
Home to one of the most memorable scenes from his film When Harry Met Sally.
I'll have what she's having.
It's a hilarious performance from Meg Ryan right away that everybody enjoys and remembers. But then the perfect button on it comes from the woman of a certain age who goes, I'll have what she's having. And that role is played by Rob Reiner's mother, Estelle. So it's just perfect.
We've been in this restaurant at least 50 times. There wasn't a single time we've walked in and not looked up at the sign and thought of that one scene.
It was, a fabulous movie, and it was so many years ago, but yet it still brings probably what this crowd is here today because of what happened.
Friends and colleagues similarly awash with grief. Corey Feldman starred in Stand By Me.
There was this nurturing, fathering quality about him that we all felt. You can see it in the performances, you can see it in the care that's taken with each shot of the film.
Everybody who ever had an encounter with Rob Reiner, whether you just saw him on the street or you worked with him briefly, had a wonderful experience to tell, that he really gave them the full time of day, remembered their name, and treated them like real individuals.
John Cusack,
this, my friend, is for you,
who worked with Rob on Stand By Me, saying in a statement, what made Rob a great man was not his prodigious talents as an actor, director, writer, producer. It was his huge heart, his endless generosity, and his decency and humanity that made him great. And former First Lady Michelle Obama sharing on Jimmy Kimmel that she and her husband were supposed to see the couple on the day they died.
They cared about their family, and they cared about this country, and they cared about fairness and equity. And that is the truth. I do know them.
Now more questions about what was going on leading up to the tragic killings. Nick Reiner, who was now being held without bail, has long been open about his struggles with substance abuse. Inspired by his own story that included multiple stints in rehab, in 2016 he co-wrote Being Charlie with his father about a young, well-off scion in the throes of addiction and conflicts with his dad. Rob and Nick sitting down with ABC News to discuss the film.
It doesn't matter if you have money, you don't have money, if you're, have advantages, don't. These problems can affect anybody.
If you keep doing drugs, you won't stay privileged for long. You end up, roughing it out.
In a solo podcast interview in 2018, Nick recalling a time when he destroyed his parents' guest home in a drug-induced rage.
I was up for days on end, and I started punching out different things in my guest house. I think I started with the TV, and then I went over to the lamp, and then everything in the guest house got wrecked. They told me I had to go.
With reflection also came regret. In a 2016 interview with the New York Post, Rob declaring he felt like he and Michelle had made mistakes in their efforts to help Nick by sending him to more than a dozen rehab centers, asserting, to be honest, we overreacted. It's one thing to keep someone safe, but most of these programs are punitive. Rob saying collaborating with Nick on Being Charlie had transformed his relationship with his long-troubled son.
This forced me to understand what he had been going through, and it forced him to understand what I and his mother had been going through, and the movie reflects that, and it definitely brought us closer together, and I'm really happy about that.
I think it helped them immensely as a father and son to work through those problems. I can't tell you how they went from there 10 years ago to where we are today. I can't imagine what would go through somebody's mind to make this happen.
Feldman is still reeling from the news.
All I could think was, oh my God, there's no way this could have happened to my friend. This is the one thing that we all hope and pray will never happen in our lives.
He says his time on Stand By Me had been formative, and the beloved director making a mark on him. The role as the feisty Teddy helping push his career even further.
I was working on Goonies at the time when I got the call from my agent at that time, who said, there's this movie and it's very serious. It's going to be a very serious role. It's a very serious movie. It's a Stephen King novella, and Rob Reiner is directing it. And I was like, you mean the guy from All in the Family? And they were like, yeah, he's a director now.
So what are you pissing and moaning about, Verno?
I knock.
What? You liar, you ain't got no pad hand.
There was two things that he really wanted to prove to the world. One was that he was not meathead. And two was that he could stand up to his father's great work. Just accepting that fact that this could have happened in his home from his own son, it sent shivers and chills down all of us.
Authorities are still investigating what could have motivated Nick to kill his parents. Nick is still going through medical clearance before he can be arraigned in court.
He will be arraigned probably tomorrow, which will be Nick Reiner's first court appearance.
Of course, we'll continue to closely monitor developments in this investigation.